everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited today because I have somebody very special to me on the show, and that is Marielle. She is going to introduce herself in just a second, but I really wanted to bring her on today because she has so much to talk about when it comes to entrepreneurship and spirituality, and she's a wealth of knowledge just from her personal experience, but now professionally too. So, Marielle, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I would love for you to introduce yourself to everybody, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get right into it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you. I am a shamanic healer and I use past life healings and energy healings and intuitive messages to make sure that you can live your life's full purpose.
I love it. I love it. And so, with that being said, how did you get started on your spiritual journey?
Well, I've always been intuitive my whole life, but I never actually knew what to do with it. And I started in the corporate world. I was a journalist, and I actually also used to have my own clothing company. But then, as I was about to turn 30, I just felt very unfulfilled, and all of my intuitive abilities just started to get stronger and stronger. And I just kind of surrendered to it and decided to follow that path. And ever since then, it's just been so fulfilling to me. And it actually just made me realize what my soul purpose was.
So hard for us sometimes to figure out what is our sole purpose, but when we're really able to connect to that, it can just do wonders for our overall life. But how can we use spirituality when it comes to entrepreneurship? Because some people are like, well, how do I do that? I know, like, in the beginning, I was like, how do I do that when I've asked you before? But I would love for you to tell us.
Yeah, there's so many ways, but just to highlight a few, I mean, we're all intuitive. We're all born with this inner GPS system. So it's really just tapping into that because we have all of the answers and all of the guidance. And also, so I would say, like, if you are an entrepreneur and you have to make a business decision or you're starting a business, really ask yourself the questions that you're thinking, and you will be able to come up with them yourself. So you can either journal, meditate, go out in nature. And I know too, for entrepreneurs, like, we're always so busy, or at least there's that stigma of, hustling all the time and all of that. So if you are someone who is, in that area, I would just say to really try to quiet your mind, because that is when the answers will come to you. And yeah, you're going to know what to do more than anyone else will.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I think too, especially because we're in that hustle mode sometimes, it's just quieting our minds and our bodies will always tell us. Like, I feel like that's something like I've learned from you as well, just truly like listening to my body and like when we feel overwhelmed or something and being able to quiet that mind, really being able to focus in and just breathe and listen to ourselves, listen to our gut. And sometimes we're like, well, is it true? I don't know. But like, I think the more we practice it, the more intuitive we can get, because from like what I've learned from you, I think it's so powerful and we don't realize the tools we have sometimes inside. So that's why I'm excited we're talking about this.
If you do feel like, you want to go in a certain direction with your business, or you have to make a certain decision, just feel into your body and see how it feels. Like, if your stomach starts to hurt when you think of that path, or like maybe your chest feels like so overwhelmed, or you get a headache, or you just feel weighed down, that could be an indicator of, obviously, that's probably not the best way to go. So it's like, even if you aren't getting a specific message, you can just feel into your body, and your body will tell you if it's good or
Yeah,
not.
no, I love it. I think that's so important to remember too, because our bodies and our minds are so connected and we don't always realize that. But if we can really power together with that, we can make those decisions or have more clarity as well. So I'm really glad you brought that up, because I know, like, I get a lot of tightness in my stomach sometimes when I'm thinking about something, like, oh, that's causing stress, or maybe that's the wrong decision.
Hmm.
So it's just really tuning into that. So thank you for bringing
Hmm.
that up. I know that's always helped me when I hear like more and more examples. So
Exactly.
how can so when it comes to actually our energetic and past life blocks, because you've worked a lot with me on my past life blocks, but how does that hold us back from success? Because we've been talking about excuses and success all week, but like, how do you think that really can energetically like hold us back as well?
Yeah, so with the past life stuff, I mean, a lot of the work that I do, I noticed that probably 95% of like my clients, and same with me, all of our issues come from past lives, because time is not linear. So anything that happened in the past, it's, if we haven't cleared it or healed it, it's still happening to us now. And what I've noticed too from doing this for years is that a lot of us, in either ancient times or just in past lives that we've had throughout all of the centuries, there was a lot of oppression, and it's not like everyone was an entrepreneur back then, so even for women, especially, women, the way that the society was like in the past, back in the day, I'm talking about like centuries and centuries, it's like you maybe couldn't speak up, or maybe, if you were like a witch or something like that, like you would get hanged for, even just doing anything that was like against.
Right.
So because of all of these things that have happened to people, we've lost our voice. So maybe we don't feel like we can even speak up to have this business. Or we've lost our confidence, which has to do with our solar plexus. So that's like our self-esteem or self-worth or self-confidence. So all of these things in the past life, what it kind of created this template at a soul level that either means like, you'll be killed if you follow your dreams, or that it's just not right, or it's just not what you do. So a lot of times we just still have that subconsciously, like in our soul. And that's why sometimes too, it's like you just think, okay, well, I really want this business. I'm a hard worker. I'm doing everything I can, but it's not working out. And the reason could be is because, yeah, for centuries and past lives and all these things, like you weren't able to do that. And that's usually when the past life, like when it's a past life, is if you can't think of any reason, in this life that would be holding you back. So yeah, I work to help people clear those things. And then, so it's not even like you have to make excuses or anything like that. Like we could just get to the root cause of it. And then, it's kind of just like clearing limiting beliefs and all of
No,
that.
I love that. Like it just like triggered so many thoughts in my head right now, like trying to get them all out. But no, I just think you hit on something so important, because it could be something that's from a past life that we would have never realized too. And I love what you said about it, because like if you think about it, when we suppress our emotions, we're not able to, that collects over time. And same with what you're saying about past lives. If we haven't been able to do something, we're suppressed of doing what we wanted to do or following our dreams because it wasn't acceptable, or we weren't allowed to, or that wasn't even a thought. People probably thought you were crazy for wanting to start your own business. Um,
Mhm.
so it might have nothing to do with this life, and it could be from past lives that need to be cleared. So I have a question about that, is like, how do you go about clearing that? Like, how would people do that?
Well, I mean, I would definitely say to go to a specialist in past life healing. And that's one of the
Good
things that
call.
yeah, that's one of the things that I do for people. I mean, there's different ways to heal past life stuff. I know that some people do past life regression, which is where, you kind of you'll remember the past life and stuff like that. That's not actually the way I do it. You won't have to do anything or even remember it or go through it again. I'm the one who can see it, and I'm the one who can just clear it for you. So it's actually like a simpler process. But that's one way. And then I would just say too, like, if you're not sure if this is something, like if it is a past life thing, like ask yourself, like, are there things that stop me or blocks that, you can't figure out why? And again, even like maybe meditate or journal on it and just see what comes up, because I think you'd be surprised if like you actually tap into it,
Mhm.
what information comes to you.
Oh wow. I'm ready to like do that now. Because I had some excuses earlier this week. Cleared them out, but there's some maybe lingering.
Mhm.
So that's really good to know. And that's like I'm a firm believer too of just meditation and journaling that can really be so powerful in our lives, being able to do that. So last question. What, like, because I know you do this for a living, you clear, you do so many things as a shamanic healer, shamanic. But being able to do that, how can people work with you?
Yeah, so all of my sessions are remote. So that's great because it doesn't matter where you are. You can be in the comfort of your own home or wherever. So all of my stuff is on my website. But basically, for my sessions, we would pick a time and I would call you. And we would go over whatever you want to heal or whatever's going on for you for a few minutes. And then we actually hang up. Which is kind of different than a lot of other sessions with people. So we hang up, we're off the phone, you're laying down, and I tap into your energy and I write down, everything word for word that all of your guides are telling you, or any healing that I do, or any past life stuff that I do, and any energy work. And then I call you back and then we go over everything.
Love that. And I know I've experienced that multiple times, and I'm so forever grateful for all the experiences I have had and cleared as well, like my spiritual journey. But that's partly why I wanted to have you on. So,
Thank you.
besides that, where can people find you? So, to book these appointments and just to learn more about you, where can they find you?
Yeah, to book the appointments, it's on my website, which is alwaysintuitive.com. And then on my Instagram, which is always intuitive, that's where they can find out more information, see what I'm up to every day. And there's also some links in my bio. I also have a podcast as well. So if you want to hear just more information about what I do and just ways I've helped people, that's where they can listen to that.
Love it. Well, definitely check it out. I will have the links in the description so you can just click right on there and go find her. But thank you so much, Marielle, for being here today. It's always a pleasure. And thank you. And I hope everyone got some great information from this today because that's what it's all about. Thank you again for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe and comment what was the best thing you heard today. See you soon.